Welcome back. In our previous lesson, we learned about several forms used to make comparisons between nouns and between sentences. And in this lesson, I'll teach you a few more forms used for making comparisons, specifically how to say rather. So you can do something rather than doing something else. And just like before, I'll also be teaching some more advanced ways to do this. So first, here are all of the topics we'll learn about in this lesson. Okay, let's get started with the first form. The form 건영 is used after nouns and verbs to mean that something has a very low chance of happening. It can translate in many ways, such as far from, let alone, or simply never mind that or forget that. For example, A 건영 B means A has a low chance of happening and B, which is even more basic than A, also has a low chance of happening. Or more naturally, B won't happen, so forget A. To use it, attach 건영 directly after a noun using the topic marker. So 집 would become 집은 건영, and 학교 would become 학교는 건영. Or with verbs, attach 기는 건영 after an action verb stem. So 하다 would become 하기는 건영.
여행 갈 돈은커녕 외식할 돈도 없어요.
I don't even have money to eat out, let alone go on a trip.
선물은커녕 연락도 받지 못했어요.
Far from a gift, I couldn't even get a call.
주말에 쉬기는커녕 바빠서 잠도 못 잤어요.
Far from resting on the weekend, I couldn't even sleep because I was busy.
식사는커녕 물을 마시지도 못할 정도로 목이 아파요.
Never mind a meal, my throat hurts so much that I can't even drink water.
물로 닦았더니 깨끗해지기는커녕 더 지저분해졌어요.
I wiped it with water, but far from getting clean, it got dirtier. The form 고사하고 can be used in the same way as 건영, but is more formal and much less common. This becomes 은 고사하고 or 는 고사하고 after nouns and 기는 고사하고 after action verb stems. Notice the added space.
이 돈으로는 새 차는 고사하고 중고차를 사기도 힘들어요.
With this money, never mind buying a new car, it's difficult to even buy a used car.
책 읽기는 고사하고 뉴스를 확인할 시간도 없어요.
Never mind reading books, I don't even have time to check the news. The simplest way to say that you'd rather do something than something else is with the form 는이. For example, A 는이 B means rather than A, B. It's used when the first action, A, is something not preferable. 는이 is commonly used with the adverb 차라리, meaning preferably, and others. To use it, attach 는이 directly after an action verb stem in the present tense. So 하다 would become 하느니. Optionally, attach the particle 보다, meaning then. This has more emphasis, but is much less common. If the verb stem ends with the consonant lir, remove it. So 놀다 would become 노느니.
안 해보고 후회하느니 한번 해보고 싶어요.
Rather than not trying and regretting, I want to give it a try.
거짓말을 하느니 아무 말도 안 하는 게 나아요.
Rather than lying, it's better to not say anything.
그 카페에 가느니 집으로 갈래요.
I want to go home rather than going to that cafe.
이렇게 맛없는 걸 먹느니 굶을래요.
I want to starve rather than eat something that tastes this bad.
스트레스로 고생하느니 혼자 하는 게 낫겠어요.
Rather than suffering from stress, it'd be better to do it myself. The particle 보다 can also be used after verbs with the form 기 to mean more than. 기보다 is used to say that something else would be a better description of something or someone and means rather than saying. For example, A 기보다 B means rather than say A, which is not a good description, B is a better description. More naturally, this can also translate as it's more of or it's more that. To use it, conjugate a verb into the plain form in any tense and attach 기보다. So 하다 becomes 한다기보다. Optionally, although commonly, attach the topic marker 는 to add more emphasis. 기보다는 can shorten to 기보단 in everyday speech.
시간이 없다기보다 그냥 하기 싫어요.
It's more that I just don't want to do it rather than not having time.
운동을 좋아한다기보다 필요해서 해요.
Rather than say I like exercising, it's more that I do it because I need it.
철수랑 같이 했다기보다 도움을 조금 받았어요.
Rather than say I did it together with Charsu, it's more that I got a little help.
바쁘다기보다 그냥 정신이 없었어요.
Rather than say I was busy, it's more that things were just hectic.
몰라서 틀렸다기보다 실수였던 것 같아요.
Rather than say I got it wrong because I didn't know, I think it was a mistake. In the form 기보다, the verb 이다 becomes 일하기보다 after a consonant and 라기보다 after a vowel. The verb 아니다 becomes 아니라기보다.
철수는 친구라기보다 가족에 가까워요.
Charsu is closer to family than a friend.
이제는 취미라기보다 사업이에요.
Now it's more of a business than a hobby.
공부라기보다 게임 같은데요?
It seems more like a game than studying. 파 can also be used to say that someone would rather do something than something else. Literally, 파 here means a case or situation, meaning 경우. So this form means in a situation where doing action and is used to imply that the speaker would rather do something else. For example, A 파 B means rather than A, I do B. You can also think of it as meaning if I'm going to do A anyway, then B. To use it, conjugate an action verb into an adjective in the future tense. Then add a space, followed by 파에. So 하다 would become 할 바에. Optionally, but most often, add either the particle 야 or the topic marker 는 for more emphasis. This will become 파에야 or 파에는.
하나만 먹을 바에 안 먹는 게 나아요.
Rather than eating only one, it's better to not eat it.
찢어진 우산을 쓸 바에 비를 맞는 게 낫겠어요.
Rather than use a ripped umbrella, it'd be better to get rained on.
친구도 없이 혼자 갈 바에 안 갈래요.
Rather than going alone without any friends, I don't want to go.
여기에 돈을 쓸 바에 기부를 할래요.
Rather than using money here, I want to donate it.
고민으로 잠을 못 잘 바에 솔직히 얘기하는 게 좋겠어요.
Rather than being unable to sleep from worrying, it'd be better to talk honestly with them. 반면 means the opposite side or opposite face of something, and it can be used at the start of a new sentence to add contrast to something that was said in the previous sentence. It can translate as on the other hand. Optionally, most often, attach the particle a.
엄마는 키가 커요. 반면에 저는 키가 작아요.
My mom is tall. On the other hand, I'm short.
도시는 공기가 안 좋아요. 반면에 시골은 공기가 깨끗해요.
The city air is bad. On the other hand, the countryside air is clean. 반면에 can also be used to connect sentences and add contrast. For example, A 반면에 B means while A, on the other hand, B. It can be used with both action verbs and descriptive verbs. To use it, conjugate a verb into an adjective in the present tense or the past tense, then add 반면에. So 하다 would become 하는 반면에, and 바쁘다 would become 바쁜 반면에.
기차는 속도가 빠른 반면에 가격이 비싸요.
While trains are fast, on the other hand, their price is expensive.
이 가게는 음식이 빨리 나오는 반면에 맛이 조금 부족해요.
While at this store the food comes out quickly, on the other hand, the flavor is lacking.
저는 게임을 하면 스트레스가 쌓이는 반면에 남자친구는 게임을 하면서 스트레스를 풀어요.
When I play games, I get stressed, but on the other hand, my boyfriend relieves stress while playing games.
그 친구는 문제를 느리게 푸는 반면에 정확도가 높아요.
While that friend solves problems slowly, on the other hand, their accuracy is high.
도시는 살기 편한 반면에 생활비가 많이 들어요.
While the city is convenient to live in, on the other hand, the cost of living is high. So that's it. But before we go, I have just a couple of things to share.
Hey, Billy! I'm back!
Keycat, wow, that was fast. You must have been studying like crazy.
Well, I did rewatch this entire course. All 20 episodes.
I'm really proud of you for making it this far. So which forms did you learn?
Learn? You told me I can skip any lesson that has a star.
Well, yeah, but there are still a ton of forms that don't have any stars.
No, there weren't. What about all the gray stars?
The gray stars? Keycat, did you skip literally everything?
Anyway, see you at the after party. Fighting!
After party? Anyway, as I was saying, here are a couple of things I want to share before we finish. Remember to use this course as a reference guide. Feel free to go back and rewatch this course as your level increases. Take notes while moving through every lesson, but only for your level. And remember, nobody will master Korean overnight. It takes time. In order to improve your Korean further, you'll need to keep practicing and studying using other materials. Please explore the large variety of Korean learning materials out there and choose several that you like to use for continuing your learning. Make friends and practice even more conversations. There's also a book form of this course. It has the same contents as this video course. It also includes lots of additional example sentences and comes with complete audio files. It's available in print, PDF, and ebook versions. So check out the link in the description. And that's it. I hope that after this course, you'll have plenty of grammar forms at your disposal so that you can make longer, more complex, and most importantly, more natural Korean sentences. Thank you for watching my course, and I'll see you again in another lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐! I never got an invitation to the after party.